Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is aliens. Now, if you watch my channel, you know my thoughts on aliens. I 100% believe they're real. There's no way that with all the planets and all the galaxies, we're the only living things. And throughout the years, there's been so many sightings of UFOs, people saying they've been abducted by aliens. There's just too much evidence for it not to be real. And today we're going to be talking about a few more pieces of proof that have appeared of aliens existing. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is very creepy. So back in 1997, a guy named Art Bell was hosting one of his radio talk shows. Well, he got a scary, frantic phone call from a guy who claims that he used to work at Area 51. So if you don't know, Area 51 is a place in the United States where supposedly there's a bunch of alien bodies and alien spacecraft and things that the government are trying to hide from us. Well, this guy who says he used to work there called the radio show freaking out, saying that aliens were going to take over. And just as he was about to explain how they were going to do it, his phone cut off and the radio station lost their signal. Check it out.
They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The major population centers wiped out, so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable. I started getting...
I know. Fucking creepy. Now, I know a lot of people think, oh, this is fake. But if it was fake, wouldn't the guy have gone on for longer and said crazier things? Why would his phone cut out? Also, Area 51 definitely exists. Every president talks about it. They all say that there's no aliens there, but that it does actually exist. And if a former employee went on the radio and started talking about working there, of course the lines are going to get cut. I mean, who knows? Maybe they didn't just cut the lines, maybe they... Either way, fucking terrifying. Okay, so this next video is a clip of something that happened at a government meeting. Now, I cannot believe that this isn't bigger news. I can't believe I had never heard of this before. But during a government meeting, a man literally said that aliens exist.
A document was prepared which concluded that at least 4 species had been visiting Earth for thousands of years. Finally say that there are live ETs on Earth at this present time, and at least 2 of them probably working with the United States government. Other species that I learned about not too long ago was called the tall whites.
Yeah, what the fuck? How have we not heard about this? Why is nobody talking about this? Okay, so let me break it down. So the guy who was talking, his name is Paul Heller. He's the Canadian Minister of Defense. He's an engineer, he's an author, and he's been working with the Canadian government for a long time. He also unified the Canadian Navy, Air Force, and Army and created one thing, and that's called the Canadian Forces. Long story short, the guy is fucking smart and he's done a lot of shit. So when he says that aliens exist, fucking believe him. So just to recap, here is a few of the things that he literally said. Number 1, there are at least 4 different types of alien species and they've been visiting Earth for thousands of years. Number 2, the different species probably have different agendas and should not be considered as one entity. Number 3, one of the species is called the tall whites and they have been working with the US government. And number 4, there are aliens on Earth at the present time. Yeah, fuck. So this isn't the first time that like a reputable guy has come out and said that aliens exist. Another guy that came out's name is James McDivitt, and he was an astronaut. So in 1965, James was in a spacecraft going over Hawaii when he saw a weird looking metallic object. The UFO had long arms sticking out of it. And then he did an interview claiming that he thinks it was a UFO.
We never were able to identify what it was, and all of our ground radar tracking data indicated that there shouldn't have been another object anywhere near us at the time.
Yeah, a fucking astronaut says that he saw a UFO. How could you not believe that? Well, then he goes on to say that he talked to somebody who has been abducted before by an alien, and he said that he believes him.
I had an opportunity recently to meet a gentleman from Mississippi who claims to have actually been taken into a spacecraft. And quite frankly, I believe that that gentleman is telling what he considers to be the truth.
I don't know. I mean, when a bunch of crazy people say they've been abducted, or a bunch of weirdos go on TV and say aliens exist, or even when I say aliens exist, you probably don't take it seriously. But we have a politician and an astronaut. Fuck. Okay, so this next thing that happened is very fucking strange. So I'm sure you guys have heard of the Men in Black. Yes, it's a movie with Will Smith about guys who were like trying to find aliens. But that movie is based on something very real. So many people believe that Men in Black are a part of the government and they come and investigate anything that's going on with aliens. So like if you have an abduction or you saw an alien or you're gonna go speak out about it, they're gonna come, they're gonna quiet you up, and they're gonna threaten you. Their job is to make sure that nobody in the world knows about aliens and that they keep everything private and secret. They're known to wear black hats, have black suits. They're known to have really creepy pale faces with like not that many features. And they're also known to go in twos. Some people say that they even look identical. Like two men in black will look like the same person. Well then in October of 2008, somebody saw the Men in Black. And there's footage. Okay, so here's what happened. There was this hotel and this guy was managing it named Shane Sovar. Him and the guard of the hotel looked out the window and saw a UFO flying above the building. They described it as a large triangular shape with lights. Well, they called the cops. Cops didn't care. So they called UFO investigators to come. Yes, that exists. Well, the UFO investigators left. They couldn't really do anything. And then 2 weeks later, two men who looked like Men in Black showed up at the hotel looking for Shane and the guard. And there's 3 witnesses that were there in the hotel lobby at the time. Well, Shane and the guard were not at the hotel, so the men left. So then when Shane came back to work, the employees told him what happened and said that there was these 2 creepy guys that came looking for him. So he went and looked at the security camera footage, and this is what he saw. Yeah. 2 guys who literally are exactly what people describe Men in Black to look like. And just listen to how the witnesses described them. They said they were tall, had black suits, black hats, identical faces, pale skin, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, huge, large black eyes. And one woman said that when she was talking to them, it felt like they were looking through her. I mean, thank God Shane and the guard weren't at work that day, because if they were, who knows what would have happened. Okay, so now we're going to talk about a couple really creepy alien abduction stories. Now, alien abduction stories are all kind of the same. People say they're sleeping in their bed, and then they feel like they're floating, and then they see a big light, and then they see white men standing over them, and then they wake up in their beds again. Some people say they have pain in their rectum because they've been probed. Some people say they find like weird scars on their bodies. But most people say they can't really remember what happened when they were on the spaceship. And most of the time, people don't really believe them because there's no evidence. But sometimes there is. So this first story happened in 2001. So there was a 22-year-old girl named Amy, and she was in her bed sleeping. Her friend was awake in the other room reading a book. Then the friend noticed a large beam of light coming outside the window, and then she heard the shattering of glass. The sound was coming from Amy's room, so she went, opened the door, and she saw Amy being lifted out of her bed by the light and sucked through the broken window. Well, they called the cops. Of course, the cops did not believe it. Well, then they found Amy miles away with marks all over her body, and her body hair had grown at a rapid pace.
I don't remember being taken, just like I don't remember being dropped off. I was asleep when it happened.
She may have been dreaming, but Amy Rylance says she didn't imagine it when a spaceship landed in her front yard and took her away.
Do you believe in aliens or UFOs?
I do now. I definitely do now.
Well, when the cops were investigating outside the house, they noticed that the bushes around Amy's bedroom window had been burnt, like literally sizzled down, and that the window was broken and the curtain was ripped in half. I mean, if it was fake, that's a pretty crazy story. Why would they fake that? Also, how would they burn all the bushes like that? That would literally take forever. Well, this next abduction story goes even farther than that. So this is probably the most famous alien abduction ever. So there was a guy named Travis Walton. So Travis and a group of his friends were driving down the highway when they saw a UFO. Travis got out of his car to check out what was going on, and then a beam of light hit him and knocked him unconscious. His friends panicked and drove away, and they left him behind. They later returned, and his body was gone. So when they reported the incident to the cops, they of course became murder suspects because the body was gone. So the group of friends were trying to explain to the cops that they think an alien did it, and they were like, listen, we will take lie detector tests. We are not lying to you. So the cops said okay, and they gave them lie detector tests. The craziest part, they all passed. Yeah, they were all telling the truth. All of them really do believe that an alien took their friend. Well, later Travis's body appeared miles away, just like the other girl, and he did an interview where he talked about it. Check it out.
When I regained consciousness, I was laying on my back. I I came to slowly, but when I could finally see, I saw these beings standing over me, and I just became hysterical. They were about 5 feet tall. They had no hair. The rest of their features, nose, mouth, and ears were small, and they were very white.
I know, creepy, but also the fact that he brought up that they were white, which a lot of people say aliens are gray, but the guy in Canada from earlier, the government guy, he said the aliens were white, and now this guy's saying the aliens were white. I don't know. It's all kind of connecting. I think the creepiest thing that he said was when he was explaining their eyes and what it felt like when they looked at you. So scary.
The thing that bothered me most about the whole experience was those eyes. When they looked at me, they just seemed like they were looking right through me.
So then, of course, he wanted to take a lie detector test because he wanted people to know that he's not fucking making this up. Well, guess what happened? He took it, and he passed.
After his return, Travis Walton also passed a polygraph test, verifying the truth of his UFO experience.
I don't know. I mean, how could you say that that's bullshit? They all fucking passed a lie detector test. I mean, unless they're all insane and they all believe something that didn't happen, but that's not very realistic. Okay, so now on to my favorite, which is UFO sightings. So I've talked about UFO sightings a lot before. I love UFO videos. Even if they're fake, I don't fucking care. I love it. Well, here are just a few of my new favorites. So this one happened in Paris when a triangular UFO that had lights on it appeared and nobody knew what the fuck it was. Also, it was triangular, just like the people in that hotel that we talked about earlier said. I don't know, maybe it was the same one. So that went all over the news, and people still don't know what the fuck it was. Also on the news over in China was another UFO sighting. And this one actually creeped out the newscasters. And it was kind of funny.
All right, that's a UFO if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, can you identify it?
That's undeniable.
The airport had to be shut down after people apparently saw twinkling lights above the airport terminal. 17 flights had to be diverted. The latest sighting happened just 2 days ago, and people say they saw 4 lantern-like objects forming a diamond shape in the air, hovering in the sky for over an hour. And aviation experts say they don't know what it was.
So China has had a lot of UFO sightings. Here's just another one from 2006.
在里面，在里面。哎，这是什么东西啊？是不是飞碟啊？
Wait, did you see that? It didn't just disappear. It disappeared and there was lights. You can see it if you slow it down. Check it out. It's so scary. I don't know. That one might be fake too, but oh god. People who have seen UFOs, they all explain it the same way. They say it's there and then lights and then it's gone. Now this next video that came out is fucking crazy. And I don't know if it's fake. I mean, it seems very fucking real. And also, I don't know why somebody would fake this, but here it is. It is a family that is in a car driving down a highway when a big beam of light shines out from the sky and starts chasing their car. It's very scary. Watch. Oh my god. Just the idea of being like in the middle of nowhere, big fucking shining light comes for you. I hope I never get abducted because nah, fuck that. So this last thing we're going to talk about is pretty crazy and I don't know why I've never heard about this before. So back in 1983, there's footage of a cow getting abducted by an alien in the middle of the day. A fucking cow. I can't just watch. Okay, so that happened, and it was all over the news. Watch.
This latest video that we have is extremely interesting. And I want you to tell us at home whether or not you think this is an abduction.
Take a close look at this. Field of cows?
Well, how do you explain that then?
Yeah, And supposedly this is a thing. I guess cows get abducted all the time. Like there's been police records of cows getting abducted all over the country, all over the world. And for some reason nobody's talking about it. Like what? I don't know. That video might be fake, but it just looks so fucking real. And then it makes you wonder, what are they doing with those cows? Well, there you guys go. Hopefully you enjoyed looking at some of this proof that aliens exist. Let me know down in the comments if you believe in aliens or if you think it's all bullshit. Also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and you want me to do more creepy videos. And make sure to subscribe to my channel right down below because I make new videos every day. And if you want to see more of my alien videos or conspiracy theory videos, I'll put a link to a playlist right at the top of the description below. Alright, I'll see you little aliens tomorrow. Bye. So I'm just gonna put this in here. Ooh, I wonder if this is gonna work. And then we're just gonna put the other side in here and nothing.